friends, sit back, relax. I am Ryan, and this is Demos in the Dark, and I am stoked that you are choosing to spend some time with me this evening as I check out the collaboration between Milkman Sound and Benson the Amp. This is Benson the Amp. So this obviously has the same form factor as the other Milkman pedal amps, except this one was voiced by Mr. Chris Benson. And it has the Chimera Monarch preamp, the high voltage tube preamp. There is a tube in here running into a Class D 100 watt output amplifier. Chris obviously revamped. The EQ on here is drastically different than the Milkman versions. He added a boost. This one is an op amp boost, so it's 24 dB hitting the front of that tube. Really makes a big difference there. There is a DSP reverb as well as a room control, which kind of mimics the early reflections of being in sound kind of bouncing from your amplifier. So it makes it less dry, for running direct. Got kind of the standard stuff that we're used to. We got a tap here. You can use 4, 8, or 16 ohm cabinets. We have a direct out. This is balanced. We have a pedal out, which is unbalanced. And we have our input. We have the cab sim, which we can turn on and off. And Chris redesigned the cab sim as well to more or less mimic the sound of his own signature speaker. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to run this down on a mix on multiple guitar tracks as well as Rhodes. I'm going to run Rhodes into it. And then come on back here and we will take a deeper dive into Benson the Amp. Thanks for sticking around. We are going to start with single coil pickups. I have this Scythe Guitars OH19, and I get everything pretty well nooned out here. And let's just grab that sound and see where that takes us, and we'll go from there. All right, so lots of cool, clean headroom there, just running that volume here at noon. So this is the output here, the volume. We know how that works. I have found that if you bring the volume down, it doesn't necessarily get more headroom, it just gets quieter. So, You know, if you're looking for that clean headroom with some volume, 12 o'clock will do it for you. And you've already heard this room going on, right? So I just have a little bit dialed in. If we take it off, dial in just a little bit where I had it before. And we can bring it up more. And even more. I prefer running it pretty minimally, so I'm gonna stick it there. All right, so we got a treble here. So as you heard there, like there is no bad setting on this EQ. It all sounds really, really great. And that's pretty common for Benson. It's really tough to make a Benson amp sound bad. So, which is why I like them. We can crank up that volume and then we're going to get some dirt. And actually, if we take this EQ and we just juice the EQ, we're going to be able to get just a little bit more. If that there wasn't enough for you, we can click on this boost here. I think we can get even more out of it here. Rips. I mean, you can also be running it clean. Let's check out a little bit of this reverb here. That sounds just really, really nice. All right, we'll grab some Humbucker Sounds now. I have a Revolta Regatta. I have swapped out those pickups with some Right to Sound pickups, and we're just gonna go. So of course this is a pedal board amp, so you want to know if pedals sound good running into it, right? So I have a setting here that I set up. The reverb is running pretty high. We're gonna do something pretty washy. Got a DL4 MK2 for some delay and an Echo Fix chorus and vibrato, and it sounds pretty good. So there you go. That was just a very brief look at Benson the Amp, a collaboration between Milkman Sound and Benson Amps. And, you know, it's different. It's decidedly different. We have two different amp minds between Tim and Chris going on. So it's cool to use that platform to really kind of hit some different styles of amplifiers. And this one is, you know, it's darker. It's got some more mids going on. And, you know, which is more kind of more my style, but definitely, you know, like the Milkman thing does the Fendery, scooped, clean, beautiful, pristine thing. And this one pushes those limits a little bit. So I think it's really, really great. I think it would be awesome to have on any pedal board. And by the way, for this, I was just running through the sim that is in this amplifier. You can, of course, run it out to other cab sims. You can also run it into you know, cabs like we had mentioned, but I am actually enjoying the break from having to mic up a cabinet. So I just went with that because it sounds stinking awesome. So gosh, that's about it. Hey, thanks Chris and Tim for sending this over for me to check out. And as always, thank you for the privilege of your time.